Welcome to your February 23rd Monday Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Claire. All three of us are together for a short time until we go to conference in a couple of weeks. So you'll have just Claire all to yourself again.
Or Claire's taking a break.
Don't worry, we haven't prepped you for that yet, but we will. And happy everything February. It's a pretty heavy month with lots of stuff happening. Black History Month and Ramadan starting, Lent,
Lunar New Year.
the Lunar New Year, the solar eclipse,
Valentine's.
Family Day,
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday,
My birthday.
Caitlin's birthday.
February is wild.
That's a lot. That's all positive stuff, right? And we did not have a good game on the weekend, though. Sanic
Oh, yeah, it's Olympics.
Yeah.
It was rigged.
It
was rigged?
Okay.
Oh. Why? Did you wake up for it?
Yeah, I drove to Oakville. I heard people say it was the
Why
best,
his eyes
best
look
game,
like that.
best game of the whole series. All right. I mean, they took lots of shots, but the Americans just cut them on the outside, right? All outside shots.
The meme right now was Game 7 worse or yesterday worse?
Game 7 for the Blue Jays or Canada?
What was worse?
Definitely Game 7.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a more of like a progressed, yeah.
Problem with the way they do that, they do like 3-on-3. It's almost
That was so stupid.
it's almost
It
like a
makes no
shootout,
sense to
right?
me. Like,
Yeah, don't forget Canada won.
Canada won.
On 3-2, so we can't cry when.
Yeah, we can't cry when we lose. That's right. But it should have been 5 all along, anyways.
should have been 5 in.
I don't know.
Even women, same thing. Because they
Yeah.
went into overtime too.
Yeah.
Go sports.
Yeah.
Stupid Trump and Cash Patel was drinking with them. That's stupid too. It's not fair.
Santa, I think we need you up here for the
Yeah.
sports commentary.
Cash Patel should get fired.
Who's that, the FBI guy?
Got it.
He used their money to go drink with. I wish I could do it.
I was going to say,
I don't know what you're talking about, anyways.
Cash Patel used the FBI jet to go to Milan to party with.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. All right.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Great. That's great for them. Oh, well. Who ran open houses this past weekend? Sanic he had to run one and then he had to cancel it pretty much. He had an offer that he gave them a deadline of 2 p.m. Isn't that so nice? Right before the open house is supposed to start.
they gave an irrevocable? I mean, strategy, yeah.
And Sanic's saying, I can't cancel the open house. Why? If it's sold, like, why are we going to wait?
Was it a price worth canceling it?
It was still conditional.
Okay, so you could still do the open house.
I wanted to.
Oh, someone canceled on you, eh?
Well, so the first day, Saturday, was not sold conditional yet. By the time Sunday came around, it was sold conditional. It's pretty hard to do an open house when it's...
Not really, because you're still picking up buyers.
I think it's like personal choice.
I feel like this was a contentious
Personal choice.
But there could have still been
Yeah.
buyer leads from
But
it.
you can imagine the script to somebody like coming to this house thinking it's available, and then you're like, it's actually not available.
It's conditionally
Actually,
available.
A really good script because the last 2 people who ended up coming on the Saturday, one like the wife was like, "Man, like my husband really likes this. Like, can you let us know if like falls through." They weren't ready though. They have a condo to sell downtown, so I got their number. We had like 8 groups through on Saturday.
It's pretty good.
So,
I thought it was pretty good too. Like 8, it was pretty good.
yeah.
And that was Richmond Hill.
Richmond.
Under $1 million.
Under $1 million. And agents kept asking if I was doing an offer date. But I wasn't.
We're getting that question a lot on some listings. If it doesn't have an offer date,
If you
people
price
are
it
like,
well.
"What's the seller's expectations?" We're like asking, "This is it." Like we're not playing games. But if it has an offer date, obviously they're expecting more. But we're getting back to those offer dates again, which is really interesting.
We had about 20 book showings this Saturday.
That means it was priced correctly.
I thought it was priced well.
Yeah, so it's townhouse in Richmond Hill, under $1 million. Still a nice buyer pool for something
How long
like
was it
that.
on the market?
We posted it on Tuesday.
Tuesday, and it sold on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
He
the
was,
question,
he was actually trying to force me to do the offer on the Friday night. He said that his clients have been going through tons of bidding wars and they keep losing because they don't want to go
Yeah.
unconditional.
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay.
Yeah.
Most buyers don't right now. That's good. Any other tales of the streets or activity? You had one, Katelyn, that had a lot of offers, multiples.
Yeah, I was gonna do it as a little poll today because I did it as a poll on the WhatsApp group, which a lot of you participated in. And the reason I asked it was because I was literally in that situation, and so I just wanted to see what everyone else would have said. So I'll do it with you guys too. So I did a would you rather. So imagine you are the listing agent and you are in multiple offers. One of the offers is, I'm gonna give you guys 3 options. The first option is, would you take a lower price but a firm offer with a decent closing date? Would you take a middle price conditional offer but a quick closing? Or a highest price conditional but a longer closing? Which would you guys rather? If you pick one, put your hand up, I guess. Which is the lower price firm. Okay.
It depends. What is the delta between lower and...
So this is going to be part of it too. Well, I guess, okay, the prices were all within 10K, so not a significant difference. So it was a very small difference. So the lower price was only about, actually lower price would say 20 grand lower. Middle price was conditional but quick closing, so within 5K of the highest. Or there was the highest price, only $5,000 more, conditional but a longer closing.
Is the seller buying as well?
Seller is not buying. But price is important, or sorry, time is important for the sellers because it's a vacant property. It's an estate sale, so it's important for the family. So closing date is important.
Low and out quick.
Low and out quick. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the poll when I voted.
It wasn't part of the poll. So then we started, some agents started to get, some of the agents started to get to chit-chatting a little bit.
Yeah, we need more
So what
information.
we ended up doing, which is a very risky move for all of it. So you sit down with the seller, because all of them have something that the seller wants. One's got a quick closing to end it fast. One's firm, so they don't have to deal with conditions. And one's kind of like middle of the line, decent. So we were leaning towards, my clients were leaning towards the middle one. Obviously, we all want a firm offer because it's very, very difficult in this market. But what we did do is, what you can do if you are in this situation, what most agents would do is they would just accept what they've got on the paper, right? We didn't do that. We took the risk to sign back in the middle of a multiple offer situation where there's 10 offers, risking losing it, but the higher price had the longer irrevocable time. So what we did was we just signed back. I said, they gave me a price that would make them happy, which was actually lower than the highest price that we had, but it was only, I think it was like 5K lower than the highest price. So what we ended up doing was signing back at a higher price and a quicker closing to see if we could get that firm offer, but we only gave them about a 2-hour period so that if they did reject it, then we still have those 2 other offers to kind of choose between and try to work with them. So in the end, we ended up getting the middle price, quickest closing, and a firm offer. So it was I haven't had this situation in a very long time, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's nice to have options, right? So I did want to talk a little bit about multiple offers today because you guys are all seeing it come back, right? On both buyer and seller side. So I think a lot of, even I forgot about that strategy for a little quick second. I was like, wait, why don't I just sign back and try to get that higher price for the client? But I have to be strategic about it because I kept asking them to bring up the price, right? And everyone's like, nope, I'm at my max. And I found, actually, do you guys find on the listing side, the buyer's agents will say, tell me what they want. And then you literally tell them what you want. Like, I was very open. I was like, I need 30K more. And they'd be like, here's 5K. I'm like, you asked me what's going to take to win. I told you 30K. I'm not lying. 30K is what's going to take it to win. So I had a few angry agents at me thinking I was lying to them, but I told my highest price. We actually would have taken the higher price had he had moved his closing date up. We might have actually taken that higher price, but he refused to move it. And the numbers to carry the cost of the house, which is actually, they were talking about in our session just ahead, it's sometimes the price and the cost of carrying it come into play. So it would have cost my clients about $8,000 to carry it for those couple of months.
And the risk of something happening in that time.
And the risk of it going through. So you actually I had to sit down with the clients and be like, okay, calculate what the monthly mortgage is because the mom had passed, so it's the kids paying for it now. So we had to calculate what the cost of the rental items are, everything. And then we realized, okay, the higher price actually isn't going to do anything, but the quicker closing and a little bit lower is actually what's going to do it. So you really do have to think like this now with your sellers. So it's not always just the price that's going to win. Sometimes that closing date really helped and deposit as well. So I wanted to talk about that. Has anyone gone through any of that or had any other weird?
I had an interesting one.
Did you? Okay. What did you have?
There were two agents. We had almost the exact same offer.
Yep.
And the agent was from a different Century 21. He'd gone and done background checks on both the agents.
Oh, yeah.
And decided to put an offer on us because I've been in the market for longer.
Interesting.
Yeah, why not?
Huh. Yeah.
Want to repeat that for online?
Same experience. Two offers. We got both.
Yeah.
Client did the not background check. They went on the because the client buyer's name is there. They checked they asked me
Yeah.
after 15 minutes both the offers.
Yeah.
Different offer, different. They said okay, we check the client credentials
Yeah.
on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
They're working senior level.
Yep. Yeah, so sometimes you're going to do background checks, and these are important questions even as the listing agent to ask too, is like, do they have a house to sell? So I had to make sure to ask all the buyers, of course, that, because that's also going to be a consideration. And there's just so many, and like a lot of the time the prices are coming in fairly closely. So you sometimes the background check, family letter, all that stuff does help a lot, but anyone else go through
Does
that?
anybody else do that? Does anybody else check the buyers' names on, like, Google the buyers' names to see where they're coming from?
Yeah.
The buyers?
Yeah. I find the sellers do too,
Does
actually.
anybody do it for tenants too?
Hopefully.
Like if if you have a listing agent and then somebody else's client, right? You double check that.
Yeah.
Tenants is must.
Yeah,
Check
it's must.
tenants.
I used that recent one actually, what's it called? Verify. I liked it. It was pretty good. So if you guys are still thinking about other things to help yourselves out to kind of verify the tenants, that was a decent platform to use. I think it was $20 or something.
So we had another one. There were multiple offers last week. I think there's 3 or 4 offers, and they're all conditional. And the highest offer was $80,000 more than the other offers.
80, yeah.
What would you do?
80 is a big difference. Sometimes that's worth the risk.
With a conditional on
We're the
sale of their
listing- We're
property?
the listing agent.
I will push them again.
I'm sorry.
I will again push them to increase the price.
No, that was it. So that's the bottom line. This is it. So the bottom line, and one was $80,000 more than the other ones. What would you do? The seller has to sell this house to buy their next retirement home.
What's it conditional on?
Financing.
Sale of property?
Oh, financing.
Just financing?
I think that amount is worth the conditional period.
And then the clients are prepared to put an offer based on this one here on their next house. So it's very, very simple. So the answer that I gave, and I think they did, is fine, go ahead and do this, but tell them that before they waive any finance condition, get the appraisal done first,
True. Because that is a
right?
significant.
Because if you get, we've got
Sugi.
Sudi here right now from Duran's office there. Most pre-approvals are conditional upon proof of income and appraisal.
Yeah.
So you can get those a dime a dozen, and then, but we didn't want that. We want to make sure that we get the appraisal done before you waive it. So that was the advice, and hopefully
Yeah.
that happened. Whether they did or didn't do it, we don't know, but that was the suggestion, and a big deposit.
Yeah.
But was the listing at the market price or below market price?
It was higher than what we thought it would be.
Serious buyer.
That's a good, yeah. We're not seeing that often.
Serious buyer and an agent that doesn't understand this is a property out in Durham there, and the buyer's agent was from the city.
Yep, no problem.
And this happens quite often that the people from the city don't understand the values when they get out to the
This is cheap.
outside the burbs, and they think well, look, you can get this here for $950,000. The same one here in Richmond Hill is like 1.2, so it's a bargain.
Yeah. Oops. That's true.
Good luck to those buyers.
Yeah. Anyways, I was gonna give a couple tips just for if we are getting back into multiple offers, just to remind you guys, there is rules too. So for the seller, obviously not just looking at the price is an important strategy, but you also want to make sure that the deposit amount is strong. So we like that 5% deposit, mostly because it covers your commission. That's why we asked for the 5%. So if anything goes wrong, it's asking less from the clients on closing from the lawyers. So if we've got 5%, it usually covers the commission. That's typically why we like that. Obviously, conditions, we want to make sure that they have been pre-approved if they're doing the conditions. So ask more questions like, have you been pre-approved? Do they have a house to sell? Very important things to ask, but obviously firm is the more ideal situation, but I'm not seeing a lot of firm offers like these days. Closing date, again, asking your clients, like sometimes that closing date is very important, and a $5,000 difference if there's like a 90-day closing versus a 30-day closing, sometimes that lower price with a quicker closing makes more sense to take. Leverage the competition strategically. So again, you do have to make sure all the agents know how many offers they're competing against. You won't disclose the contents of it unless you've got the sellers that signed off on that. I don't think we've seen any seller sign off to disclose the contents of the offer. I think it's good to give everyone the same information, and don't just do one round. Give agents lots of rounds, and like Pravesh was saying, keep going. Even with your highest offer, keep going, multiple rounds. I had a guy go up $60,000. He was like in the middle of the pack and came up $60K out of nowhere. So sometimes those lower offers do have more money. They just need to be in a more competitive situation. But even with your highest offer, go back to them, try to go back, and that's when you're working with the sellers, right? Preemptive offers. We're going to get a lot of people asking if they can preemptively send a bully offer. Again, you will only say yes if it's a strong offer. So conditional offers makes no sense to take before an offer night unless the listing is very slow. So if you did plan an offer night and you're not actually getting a lot of showings, that conditional preemptive offer you may want to consider. But if you are getting a lot of showings, wait and just say, hey, listen, we really like your offer. Unfortunately, we don't want to accept a conditional offer before the offer night, so just hold on to that offer and bring it on the offer night. That way, if the conditions don't go through, you're not messing up your entire process. And protect the sellers, obviously. If you're on the buyer side, make sure you're prepared for the offer night. So some of your buyers are going to be going into offers not even knowing, because these are just fresh in probably the last, month, 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. Did we just start seeing them mostly? Probably. Yeah, like this is a new thing popping up. So if you guys have done multiple offers, obviously 5 years ago, this is all like obvious to you, but some of our agents have just started coming into the market and now we're seeing multiple offers again. So if you are working with buyers, make sure you do have a pre-approval before you go in. Have a deposit ready and have that conversation with them that the deposit needs to be liquid cash, not in an investment property. So even you've got a lot of sellers that are selling their house and buying a property, and they forget that they actually have to have a deposit still within 24 hours. And we've had a few conversations with agents where the seller didn't have a deposit for their next purchase. So make sure you're having these conversations with them ahead of offer night and knowing where that deposit's coming. If it's not going to be available in 24 hours, make sure you're writing it down in the deposit line, not upon acceptance, but put a date on there.
Did you only have one unconditional on yours?
I only had one firm offer of 10. Everyone else was conditional.
We did that Pickering one, and all 6 were conditional. There was multiple.
I was expecting all conditional. I would have accepted conditional. Most of them are going to be conditional, so we don't have to force our clients to go into firm offers, but if you get it, amazing.
Was that a good offer? Firm offer was
My firm offer won, but I had to sign back at a higher price to get them to make it make more sense for us. Otherwise, it was the lowest price, right? Other things that you guys want to talk to your buyers about is having flexible closing dates. This is really good for buyers. So be like, hey, sometimes the sellers want a quicker closing. Can we be flexible? And let the listing agent know, hey, here's our closing date, but we can be flexible because, again, that might be part of a really important part of the offer. Again, larger deposit, shorter condition time. So if you are competing against 5 or 6 other conditional offers, maybe taking 5 days and putting it into 3 days, that actually helps the offers a lot because then you're not wasting 5 more days with a condition. So if they have to go a condition, maybe get it to see if you can lessen the days on it. Ask the sellers what their motivation is. Are they more focused on price? Do they need a specific closing? Are they nervous about firm offers? All that good stuff. So those are just a few little tips and tricks on working with both buyers and sellers today. Did I miss anything on those?
No.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So get them ready because it's back.
hope
And this
so.
might go away because I think Claire's going to talk about it. I think our inventory is probably a little lower-ish right now, but maybe in March, April, the inventory is going to come back and offer nights may not be a thing anymore, but they're currently, if you're working with buyers and sellers today, in this market, the multiple offers are happening in Durham, Toronto. I don't know about York region. Maybe someone's in York.
They're manufactured though, right?
Yes,
They're
of course.
manufactured multiple offers.
But they're working because for the last couple of years we've all been doing offer nights, and 90% of the time they didn't work, and a seller actually would not take one of the offers, and we'd end up going to Plan B. But I'm noticing that the offer nights actually are working, and there's getting lots of offers on them. So that's kind of the difference between right now than we saw last year, I think.
So just right now, just I'll jump ahead here. So 19% of all properties are selling for more than the asking price.
Yeah, that makes
Right.
more sense.
And then it's 22% of freeholds are selling for what we're asking, and 14% of condos are selling for what we're asking.
Yeah, so people are doing low strategies.
So it's working 20% of the time, but it's a manufactured strategy, right?
I think the sellers are also, those ones who are selling are also at a realistic.
Yeah, they are more realistic. They have a number in mind, but when they see 5, they're not like, sorry, that's not the number. Now they're like, okay, that's the number.
I'm also seeing it work in the reverse, where we used to say try it first and then if not revert back. I'm seeing people try it after as a plan B and it
True.
working the second time now.
Yeah, they listed too high, and now they're like, let's just
Now
go
they go
way
to
under.
list low, and before that wouldn't have worked. And Santa had a case where it did sell. That time it got like 6 offers, I think, on the list low plan B strategy.
Did you get? Oh yeah.
So
Did
they
they get
were-
lower than the original list price?
They got, I think they started off at like high 8s. And
Oh, okay,
then
yeah.
They tried $7.99 for a long time, or like 30 days.
Yeah.
Then they tried $6.99, and they ended up getting 6 offers.
Yeah.
And what did they end up with price wise?
We bought it for $7.75.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they got lower than the original
Yeah.
prices. So those were just too high in general.
Notice the townhouses all over the GTA.
Yeah.
Like a few months ago, they were listed somewhere around 550 to 650.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I noticed that everybody's listing over 700.
Interesting. With offer dates? No offer
dates.
dates.
Because their values up to 3 months ago, 4 months ago was 550,000. Like they're listing 680, 720. What is it? Thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
These are the new townhouses or the old ones?
No, old ones.
The old ones, yeah.
They're gonna be $5.99 next
Nelson?
week.
Have you seen
I was
the,
gonna say, since, I mean, if you look at November and December, pricing was a little bit, pretty slow.
Yeah, very.
And I'm starting to see that whatever sold then is selling for more now.
Yeah.
That's similar. From last June, still not there.
Yeah.
But certainly, if you look at the last 3,
Deposits talk, yeah.
Yeah.
so sometimes it's not always price, right? It's terms like down payment and closing date, right? Those are important too. So.
Sorry, we had tech difficulties.
That was the best part too.
And continue.
Can you start all over again?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've seen, you're talking about 5% down, I've seen offers where the deposit's like, $37,582. I'm thinking, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
Calculating 5%.
Yeah, I saw that this week.
you know what I mean?
I thought I saw 36,900. I was
I've
like,
seen
oh.
that too, and they asked
Yeah.
the agent, where'd that come from? Oh, it's 5%. Okay, well, did you add HST as well?
No. Yeah.
That's true.
So it's encouraging, but at the same time, we still have lots of sellers out there that still think that their property, their $700,000 property's worth $800.
Yep.
Still think that their $1.2 million properties are worth 1.4. We had one there, the guy thought it was 1.8. We went at 1.2. I'm talking about Santa Care. Didn't it end up 1.6 or something at the end? I thought they wanted 1.8. You guys went in at 1.2 or something there, and you ended up at 1.6.
Oh, yeah, 4 point.
Yeah.
So
That's conditional
so
until-
the sellers are out there. So we've got all kinds of listings out there, but the listed sales ratio is very high because the sellers just aren't you know, they're not reducing their price.
I'd say if you were gonna go after listings right now, that under 700 range right now, if you guys are door knocking, cold calling, whatever, but that go after those townhomes and the semis, those things are selling much quicker right now. So if you are in a hunger game to look for listings, that would be your ideal. And you're also gonna get buyers from it because we had open houses at these, and probably like 15, 20 people are going to the open houses. So if you guys are getting the listing and the open house, you have a really good opportunity to get leads on it as well.
Yeah. And the weather's starting to change a little bit here, so you might want to concentrate a little bit more on listings rather than buyers, because I think listings is still the name of the game.
Yeah.
So you need to be doing some farming or doing something out there to generate some type of business there that's going on. I think the listings are it. So, you know.
I think a lot of agents are scared of listings right now because of the cost it takes to get a listing.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit.
So I've been reading a lot on like some of the Facebook groups and stuff that a lot of listing agents are actually pulling back on what they're providing in their listings. I did it the same for this, just a recent one. It was a Scarborough bungalow. I was going to go in and stage it. It would have cost about $3,000. Then I looked at it more closely. I'm like, oh, this is probably going to be a quicker sale, and I might not need to do the staging. So instead of doing that, instead of taking away the service altogether, you can offer to do a deep clean and then offer junk removal to come in and remove a bunch of furniture for them. It costs maybe $500 versus $3,000. So think about other things, and then you can do virtual staging for free on Gemini. So get creative too. If you guys don't want to spend too much money on listings right now, just think of like other ways that you can spend money, because staging is really expensive right now. Yeah. It's a really high cost and high risk if your clients aren't listening to your sales strategy. But
And if you're doing staging,
my theory right now is because now the stagers are offering us 45, 60 days, I think they're charging for that. I think they are actually doing a month and a half and making it look like they're giving us a free month. I think they're actually charging us for 60 days now, because $3,700 is the most I have seen at all for a listing. That was wild. That was a lot of money for not a lot. So I have a feeling they're charging us right now for 60 days of staging.
it makes sense that their costs are going up though, because their labor costs are going up. They've got to rent the truck and the people and all those, the wages have gone up. So I think their costs have actually gone up the same like the whole world has, right?
Yeah.
But for anyone that you're actually doing staging for, have the clients prepay it and put in your Schedule A that you'll reimburse them for whatever certain amount is or what the actual amount is, and put that in your schedule.
Yeah.
So that's how you can still do staging, but don't front up the cost yourself.
Yeah. But the virtual staging's been pretty good too. I know obviously real staging is
Especially in the
better,
winter time
but
too. It's not so easy to stage right now either. So.
What?
But any negative feedback about virtual staging? See, you shortlist the property based on the picture. You enter the property and there is nothing, and you feel like, now I can't get the staging is just to get the feel.
Yeah.
Exactly, but I'm saying like if you've got a client that's like, hey, I want to list it $100,000 more than it's worth, don't spend the money. You will waste money. But if you've got a client that's like, yep, let's do the list low strategy, I'm gonna listen to everything you say, you can risk it a little more. But we've had clients that will not listen. They're gonna lose money and they're only gonna sell at this price. Otherwise, they're not going to sell at all. These are the people we don't want to be spending that money on right now.
We had to pivot in our business because we had a standard plan. This is what we include. This is our commission. We treated everybody almost the same. And from that one instance, we've had to pivot a little bit. And each listing is a little different depending on the
You kind of pay attention. Like we have a condo right now. The seller bought it, I think, 2020. Mm-hmm. He basically wants to sell it so that he breaks even, but it's not worth what he wants. So he was asking for all this beautiful stuff, and we were like, no, we'll clean it and I'll virtually stage it, but I'm not paying for staging because you're not going to listen to my price, and then I'm going to spend $3,000 and lose that probably. Yep. Because this guy's not going to sell. So just pay attention to your sellers, and if they're listening to you, and discounting, don't pay for that stuff either.
Sometimes we have to think outside the box a little bit too. I'm just off the top of my head here. I don't know if it works or not, but if you guys take a listing and you work on that listing for 60 days and that property doesn't sell, what happens? Right? You don't get paid, right? But you put all that time on the property. But somebody stages the property, they get paid whether the property sells or not. Well, how is that? Why is that?
I know, it's not fair. Everyone should be in on this together. We're all going to risk it. And when
it's only recently that we started paying for staging. Elio will tell you that clients normally pay for their own staging. I don't know what point we all came in and decided to like offer that as part of a service. It wasn't part of our services.
For filing the listing.
Yeah.
That's a non-refundable.
Yeah.
One thing you have to be careful about is you get your competition out there that says that it's free staging, free moving, free lawyer, free this, and discount commission.
That agent ain't getting paid.
You don't get all. You get one, or it's like a menu. You get one. You don't get all.
Yeah.
So don't you get involved. The agent says this guy says he's going to pay for this and pay for that and pay for that. Well, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But you got to be careful what's going on.
Yeah. But I agree. The stagers should get paid when we get paid. Come on.
I think you should charge this is off the wall here. You should charge the stagers for storing their furniture.
Yeah, we're your storage unit
because
now.
if you don't have it in your house, they've got to store it and pay for storage.
It's true.
Yeah. It's tough business for them, but yeah. That's the most expensive marketing fee that agents have.
I don't know. It's
It
hard.
doesn't work with every property.
No. I find staging it's not necessarily needed in Scarborough, I would say.
But I tell you one
But
thing here.
Durham, I think it is needed, or like the suburbs, but there is for some reason the Scarborough bungalows don't necessarily need it as much.
It's quite hard to stage
Because the bungalows worth the bungalow prices are all very similar. Yeah.
But some houses, to be honest with you,
You're gonna tear it up anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so you got to have your ear to the ground, right? You have to listen to your client. You have to understand what's going on. You have to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had situations in the past, maybe it happened to you, and I don't know one specifically, it happened a bunch of years ago, but the agent walked into the house, and the house was beautiful. The house was all, it was ready to go. It was beautiful, and the client says to him, what about staging? He says, man, this house is beautiful. It's perfect. You don't need staging. This house is great. Super. Next day, he finds out he listed with somebody else. Why did you list with somebody else? Because they're going to stage it. So you got to remember, it's not you, it's them. So if they're asking you for staging and you're saying the property's beautiful, you got to ask them, what do you think about staging?
Yeah, because some of them will say no.
Right? And they say, oh, I think the house is beautiful. So do I. The other one may say, well, I think I need staging. I think it's too cluttered. Okay, we'll get somebody in here. You got to, you're a salesperson, right? You got to listen to what's going on. Just don't, just be careful there.
Yep. Cool.
Sales, we've got 20,000 active listings. We started the year off with 17,000, so we're up a little bit there. So, I don't know, it's quite a bit, right? 20,000, so we're starting to come along now. 10,000 are freeholds, 9,000 are condos. Vacancy, there's about 38% of the properties vacant, 32% are freeholds are vacant, and 46% of condos are vacant. That's typical too, right? Sales themselves are actually down 9%. We're at 2,700 right now. Last February we had 3,000. Down 9%, freeholds are down 7%, condos down 12%. Sales over 100, sales for over asking, I mentioned this before, 19% of properties are selling over asking, 22% of the freeholds and 14% of condos are selling for over asking. Daily is about 126. If I project the sales for this month, it's going to come in around 3,500.
What do you do in
January?
January? 27.
January you did 3,800. Sorry, 3,082. So 3,082 was in January. Last February we did 4,128. As I say, right now we're coming around 3,500. So it looks like it's going to be down about 10% or so from February last year, but from January it's actually up 45%. So we're busier now than we were in January, but it's still
low.
Down
still
from last
1
year.
versus 2, not 100 versus 200. Okay, so it's up, but it's really not a lot. Months of inventory is 5.7. Freeholds are 5. Condos are 6.9, almost 7. What does that mean? That means it's a buyer's market, but also means that 5 out of 10 listings sold. Sorry, out of 5 listings sold, only one's going to sell. That sounds bad, doesn't it?
That sounds bad.
So if you've got 10 listings right now, then hopefully you're going to sell 2. All right.
Ouch.
And that's sort of how it's shaking out right now. But how do you become part of that too? You make sure you price it right.
That's right. So, Mr. Seller, we know
So
that.
so you can't just sit there and wait. I mean, if the price is high, and I mentioned this before last week, Mr. Seller here, he wants to wait. Okay, people want to wait. Sellers want to wait. Seller doesn't want to reduce his price. He wants to wait. Well, the average price how far back you go? September was $1,060,000. In October, $1,053,000. In November, $1,040,000. In December, $1,006,000. In January, $973,000. Anybody see a pattern here? Right? So people
going
want to
down.
wait. Buyer, you know, I can see maybe a buyer wanting to wait, saying prices may be dropping.
Sure.
But as far as a seller waiting,
They should be listing now.
they should be listing now and being aggressive. And if it's not selling, average days on the market. Anybody remember the average days on the market? Anybody here?
27.
It's like 41.
It was like 45. Yeah, it was 55 days. Sorry. Yeah.
With cancel
40.
relists, yeah.
It's 45 days on the market. Not even 27. 45 days on the market average, and the cancel relists are 67 days on the market. So if you've got listings and you're waiting for what? You're waiting for the spring market. I don't. You got to do price reduction down. And you got to find the motivation for selling, right? So it's the numbers are there. January sales. Okay, leases are actually 19,000. There's almost as many leases out there as there are for sale. 8,000 are freeholds and 10,000 are condos. Vacancy is almost 60%. So 60% of rentals are vacant, which makes sense. I read here, I'll read it again here probably later on here, but there's like 22,000 condominiums were completed in 2025. 2025. So those all those places are not all end users. A lot of them, was it like 25, 30% of them are investor. So there must be another 6,000 property, 6,000 listings for lease right now. That's what's driving the leases down on the condos, the prices. Leases made are 10% ahead last year, and actually 7% ahead of January. Sorry.
I just feel like people are leaving also the city and stuff.
Oh, okay. Here's what I think is happening. I think that a lot of first-time buyers are renting, not buying.
Yeah.
I mean, more and more stuff there with it that they can't just get the down payment. So we're starting to see it now. We're starting to sell. We're starting to sell more leases than we are sales.
I wonder if it's just because when they put all the math together, like property taxes, deposit, and a mortgage, the rent is less now when it wasn't before. But
Capital depreciation potential for the
Yeah, like it's almost even, so they figure might as well just rent and wait for it to
well,
go
if all the
lower.
news media says well, the condo prices this.
I was gonna say condo,
prices
too.
that, I mean, they're thinking, why would I buy? I'll rent, right?
like, yeah, because the first only property they can buy is a condo. So why would they buy it and lose money when they can just rent? Yeah.
I think they're also scared that they're going to lose a job in between there, so
True.
you don't want to commit to a mortgage right away either.
What do you guys think? I think it's mostly down payment myself. Or maybe the confidence.
Land transfer tax.
Confidence.
Even car insurance is expensive. It's crazy.
Everything's very expensive right now.
Everything's gone up in prices. So, anyways,
Oh, you remind me.
I had a flat tire on Friday. I had to go to a gas station to get air in my tire. $2.50. Just I thought it was
For air.
I thought it was free.
Free air.
$2.50.
It's free at Costco though.
You
It's
gotta
free at Costco.
Is
I
it?
got a pump in my car.
You need to get that thing in your car.
Can you do a plug-in for Costco? It's free air at Costco.
Free air at Costco.
Free air at Costco.
But that cost you $120 monthly.
Yeah, $20 monthly fee.
That doesn't count. That's a
wild.
write-off.
That's already- Oh, well, other good news. Have you guys been following Punch the Monkey? Does anyone know from social media? He finally got accepted to his family. So the story with Punch is he was abandoned by his mom, which is quite normal. So mom gave birth and she abandoned him, so he was all lonely at the zoo. They gave him an IKEA plush toy, and that became his little companion.
Safety.
But as we know, as you know, humans have the same need. You have to be accepted as part of a tribe, and you have to, look out for each other. And over time, they introduced him to a new family.
They
and
were
he
mean to
finally,
him, though.
On the weekend, just got accepted. They were very mean.
They were pushing him.
and punching him. And finally, he's now receiving hugs from.
I don't like that his name's
people.
Punch Monkey.
So that's good news. That's the same for real estate agents as well, right? It's a lonely business. What do we do to be accepted by people?
Keep going.
You come into the office, right? You come in and you work with each other, because otherwise you could be like abandoned punch,
Abandoned little
all by
monkey.
yourself, struggling in this down market. It's okay. Did you guys talk about this when I was gone? The Save Max
No, really, no.
situation. I'm only going to mention it. I think it's more broker stuff, anyways, than what you guys are following. But Save Max was another RICO case. They're actually fighting back, though, so they've hired their own legal team. And I did want to clarify because it is confusing if you read the headlines and you're getting all caught up in the drama. It's very different from an iPro situation where that money is literally gone. So there's repercussions for that, and that's a whole different scenario where they're going through insurance. In Save Max's case, the money isn't missing. I forget what they're talking about. It's like $2.7 million. It didn't go away. They didn't steal it. It's not gone. It's just that they were misusing it month to month. So as you know, we have trust accounts, and the rule is that the money in the trust account stays there to use for commissions and deposits. This brokerage, and we believe other brokerages too, are probably using that to fund operating funds within that month, but putting it back right before they have to reconcile it. So it's really not missing, it's just how they're flowing the money through the general and trust accounts. So they're fighting back, saying they haven't misused it properly. I don't agree. I don't know if you have an opinion or not, but they're not using it as what written. But just so you know, like, I just want to be clear, they didn't steal it. So that's why they're fighting back a little bit as well.
Because they had to pay today.
It's a matter of opinion.
They did a deal.
Because they did a deal today and they had to pay
today. So you wonder how that happens. Because they were using probably money, but yeah, that's just what's happening in the world too. And we're still waiting for iPro stuff. We're waiting for one deal to get paid on. We haven't gotten it yet.
This thing goes back to what it's talked about for staging. The guy says that, free staging, free lawyer, free junk removal, free painting, and just discount. So this guy's the same thing. Discounter, discount, and then, I'm sorry, it doesn't work.
Yep.
So he had to steal money from the trust account to pay his bills each month. And he paid the money back, but the fact is he stole the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no doubt that.
Carly was being nice about it.
They stole the money. And they paid it back, but okay, you stole the money. And
over.
You're afraid you're going to get caught, so you put it back. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ruling will be interesting, right? Because they've got the new administrator.
He's done.
The administrator's done? Or the
he's
brokerage?
still
Well,
done,
yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Where did their agents go, actually?
They're
they're
suspended.
suspended.
As of right now, they're suspended.
Save Max is a franchise, so the head franchise and 3 others lost their licenses.
So the agents probably had to leave, too.
So they can't trade?
Cannot trade.
Cannot trade.
What about the big hockey rink that they sponsor?
I don't know about
They-
that.
like,
But
there you go.
But there's other branches. It's like Central Carolina.
yeah.
There's other branches. There's just a couple, just 1 or 2 bad apples. That's all. Just happened to be the head of the apple. That's all.
Yeah.
New builders are complaining that the government needs to look at the stress test. Right now, to qualify for a mortgage, you have to qualify based on 5.45 or 5.45% or 2% of whatever rate you've got. What are the rates today?
Variable 5 years still at 3.99.
3.99 5-year
5-year closed variable.
closed.
And 2-year fixed, we can still get about 3.79.
Wow.
So 379, 39. So let's say 4%. So they still have to qualify for 6%. So the new home builders are saying, like, let's cut that out. That served its time. It had its place when the rates were like 1% or half a point or 1.5%. It served its purpose, but now it's time to get rid of it because people still have to qualify, even though they're getting 4% mortgages. They have to qualify on 6%. Which is still not a bad idea, I guess, as a
makes sense,
safety
yeah.
plug.
Thank God they did that.
But what these guys are saying here, that in the GTA in 2025, there was 5,300 sales, including condos. That was the whole year. So the sales themselves were down like, it's the lowest annual recorded rents in the last 45 years since they've been collecting data. Even the 10-year average condominium sales are down by 89%, and single-family homes are down 63%. So they're saying that they need something to get going. CMHC still says that Canada needs like 400 to 480,000 units per year. I don't believe that. That's too much anyway. We can't build that. So it just seems to be too much. But I don't know. That wouldn't be a bad idea to reduce the rates. I also the last week the CPI came in at 2.4, right? Which was lower than what they thought it would be. So even these talks about, because of that sort of is around 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, maybe they should reduce our rates too for the mortgages.
Yeah. I don't know how rates are in BC. Do we know how that? Because the weird thing is that Vancouver has a 37% increase in their housing starts. So somehow in BC, their housing starts are actually increasing and they're ahead to making their goals. Where Toronto's we're down 2% from an already low. Even Montreal's up 44% in housing starts. This is all new construction. So I don't know how BC mortgage rules work, or I don't know. Everyone else around us seems to be fine in terms
City
of their
rules,
starts.
probably.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
It's sort of unfortunate, but because Vancouver and Toronto are pretty similar right now in our resale market. But if they have more starts than us, it's going to totally change in the future.
Yeah. That's why they're predicting that, was it 2029 is the year of the condo? Because there's none being built.
So speaking of Vancouver, so the Competition Bureau is going after
Yeah.
Vancouver, asking the question about the Co-op Commission again. They're saying, why is it the Co-op Commission? Why is it all the same? In BC, it's different. In BC,
It's interesting, though.
they have fixed
Tiers.
They have fixed commission rates. Wouldn't that be nice?
But it's tiered.
So the first I forget the number here. Let's say the first 100,000 would be 5%, and the next 100,000 4%, next 100,000 2% or something.
Yeah.
But
It ends up being less than 5% total, but it's tiered based on the
But everybody does it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Competition Bureau is saying. Well, wait a minute here. How is it you guys all have the same commissions,
True.
right? How is it that on the co-op commissions, that's what they're saying here, and they're saying there that we're all colluding to make this happen.
What does it have to do with for these people? I mean, why they have to enter into?
Because they're saying that the buyers are paying too much money. The buyers are paying because of there's price fixing on the co-op commission.
These are
and-
provincial rules.
Provincial, yeah.
Yeah.
Provincial, but they're doing it in Ontario. There's a lawsuit going on right now across Canada anyway, so there's a lawsuit going on right now, and the Americans settled theirs. The Americans do not offer co-op commission. I think we'll probably end up doing that as well. Basically, you have to get it yourself and put it in the contract to get paid. There's ways around it, but that's what they're doing there. Same with rentals. I'll ask you guys. Who does rentals now? So when you do a rental, what do you do as a listing agent?
Half months.
No, physically. So
What
do you do?
what work do you do?
You have to list the property? Do you stage the property on a rental?
You still have to make sure it's clean and take photos.
Do you double check with what's the name of the company?
Verify.
Verify. Do you verify that? Do you pre-screen the tenants? You look at all the tenants. You spend a whole lot of time on that. So my question is, why do you charge half a month's rent?
I was thinking about that last week, actually. Why
do
are we doing 2 months?
Why do we charge half a month's rent? Why?
Instead of a full month for the listing side?
Why wouldn't you charge a month and a half? You keep a month and give another half to the co-op.
I was told that.
I'm telling you something different now.
It's true, though, because if you're going to list the
'cause-
property, you're paying for photos.
Because
You're,
I'm in the middle of a lawsuit
Yeah.
because we put a tenant into some place there. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're in a lawsuit there. We put a tenant. The tenant turned out to be a bum. So now the landlord is suing the tenant for whatever losses are, and they're suing us too because we put the tenant there. I'm thinking I'm doing this for $500,
yeah. It's true.
right? So think about it for a minute. Why wouldn't you maybe charge 1% plus $100 for
Marketing.
for not marketing for
Photos?
verifying the
Verifying, yeah.
for verifying. So
You can charge whatever you
You
want.
charge where you want. There's no ruling here. So it's easy enough to charge less than 1 month, but it should be easy enough to charge more than 1 month.
But it should, because now we're also doing the Ontario Standard Lease, which is a different document.
So the Ontario Standard Lease is
Same price.
Yeah.
get a lawyer to do the Ontario Standard Lease for your tenant, or for the landlord. What are they going to charge?
Probably a couple $100.
For $250 an
$200
hour.
just look at the file.
Yeah.
So if you're doing
Which we
all
are.
these things, and you're doing it
Yep.
Ontario Standard Lease, which is the landlord's responsibility, not yours. But if you're doing that, I think you should be compensated for it.
Do you know how much N11 and N12 was charged by the lawyer for my client?
No.
$600.
$600 just to prepare the N12 or N11, right?
Damn.
He's just
So,
$600.
and I know that we're so cautious and so sensitive about the clients don't want to pay us anything. I know they're mom and pop investors. They're $100, right? But I think that you need to compensate yourselves.
What about for like a letter of opinion? I've seen some agents are charging $300
I
now.
would say $300 minimum.
Yeah, some agents are doing it for free because they're hoping that obviously they end up selling with them. But I wonder if you can charge like some sort of consult fee, and then if you list with us, we'll give it back or something like that. But I don't think.
$450.
Yeah. So 450.
So the government's coming after these guys, Competition Bureau, saying that maybe there's something going on with the cooperation. I'm saying, yeah, there is. So we should increase it.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Didn't the fees in the U.S. actually went up after they changed those rules? The buyer's agents are actually getting paid more than they did before all those rules, which is probably what they were hoping the opposite of.
Not true. Just in reading about the market, what I'm reading is that this is not a result of the snow storms we've had in the past 4 weeks, but that this is now just our new normal. So we've been sort of talking about this for 2 years. It kind of feels like we're saying the same thing over and over, doesn't it? So I think this is what we call the new normal now, right? Supply is rising, demand is hesitating. Other provinces across Canada are a little bit different than us, but we know that our sales to listing ratio is a lot different now. Pretty much in a buyer's market, like you mentioned. And then they were saying, pent-up demand might be there for buyers, but that only matters if buyers can qualify. So we know that they're having issues qualifying in the first place. You mentioned that their down payment. They need to feel secure in their employment in order to commit. They're not feeling that right now. They have to believe that prices are going to rise. And so far, we haven't seen any signals of that either. And that they need to feel urgency, and they don't feel any urgency right now. So the demand theory would only work if all of those things were met. So I don't think it is just demand. I think it's all of those other factors that are still holding people back, and it's going to take a long time to overcome that for sure. But for us, it means it's kind of the way we operate. I try to think about when we first started 2017. It was crazy.
It was
then
really crazy.
It quieted down 2018, 2019 into
then they
what
got the
I thought was
stress
a normal
test
market.
Yeah.
And I think we're kind of there right now. We're almost there for pricing.
Yeah.
That wasn't a crazy market. That wasn't
like 2018, 2019 was pretty relaxed, I would say.
It was I don't know, it was balanced, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's the new
I
normal.
remember it was April 21st, 2017, I think it was. And that's when that stress test, I think, got introduced. And I remember Claire, we were about to go to a listing presentation or back for the second visit. He's like, well, whatever you told them the first visit, that price just went down 100K. And I didn't fully understand it until we saw the market because it was really wild. And then all of a sudden it was like done. And then it was just very balanced after that.
So we're in that right now. So
in 2022, Claire did say it was 1 in 100. So
yep. Yeah, we're never.
I think we're believing you now.
2022 was a 1 in a 100-year storm.
We're never going to see that again. I've had sellers say, I'm going to wait until the market comes back. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see that again in our sort of short-term 10 to 20-year.
Yeah. Even just the last couple of weeks seeing multiple offers, that's just made things a little more exciting. Right? Like something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think pay attention to those signs as well.
Just 3 minutes on Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. So he just changed that stuff on the weekend. That tariff, the Supreme Court came in on Friday and said that what he's doing is not legal. So all he did is just change the law.
Oh.
Didn't change the law. He just did a different law. So he's still doing the tariffs, still 15%. But as far as Canada goes, it doesn't affect us at all. All the tariffs that they stopped, and all the tariffs that have to be paid back, and all the tariffs that they added in, does not affect Canada. So they still have every right to charge 50% on the steel and aluminum. They have every right to charge on the non-NAFTA or CUMSA, whatever they call it, the non-stuff they can charge on that. But 90% of our trade with the States is covered under that other law anyways, which is supposed to be negotiated this year. So it doesn't really affect us at all. But it is kind of curious to see what they're doing there. Apparently, it's got to pay that money back, but they don't know who to pay it back to. Because Costco is suing the government, all the importers that had to import want their money back. Mm-hmm. But then the consumer is saying, well, I bought a flashlight and you charged me extra for the flashlight for the extra tariff, so I want my money back too. So they don't know. Do we pay back the consumer? Do we pay back the And the Democrats are saying, well, let's give the public $2,000 each.
Don't they already do? Oh, yeah.
Seems so arbitrary.
From this money, right? And that was one answer. I think the answer is it's just going to be sucked up into the general coffers, and that's the end of it. So I can't see them paying that money back, and I can't see Trump writing that check. But anyways, it doesn't affect us. Mm-hmm. But hopefully it'll open things up for our trade. Is that why things are slow? Jobs and economy, would that be part of the problem? All this tariff.
It's part of the job security uncertainty.
Could you blame it 80% on that, or 100%.
80%, 50%, yeah.
Okay. So
I think it just contributes to the overall drama
Going
of the
on.
world.
this has nothing to do with real estate, but it's kind of curious to see how web pages work. When people were buying pre-construction, agents were pretending to be the builder. You know what I'm talking about? And be a new project come in, and they would just take all the screenshots and take all the builder stuff and create another web page, and they would be the person, right? When people pass away, you publish a notice of death, a death notice. This company here, they take that death notice from the funeral home, and they pretend it's them. And now they're saying that this guy died. Order flowers, order candles, order it from them. It's got nothing to do with the funeral home. Nothing.
And then they send the flowers. They send the flowers to the funeral home.
They just collect the
They
money.
do.
Okay, they're not like scamming.
So they're pretending they're the funeral home, and they're saying you want order flowers or order a candle or order a tree, order it through here, and they're taking the orders. They're sending the flowers to the funeral home, but they're taking all the orders.
Taking a little portion.
So they're taking they're taking all this accelerated business on a death as if they're the funeral home.
There's some crazy scams
What
out
do you
there
want
right
us to
now.
do, though?
How can you do that in real estate?
Pretend to be the stager or the photographer.
We were talking about the other day. Okay, I'm saying, okay, Facebook. If you guys want to advertise for a buyer on Facebook, what do? We just said here, a couple minutes ago, that the properties that people are buying right now are $700,000. So if you're trying to advertise for buyers on Facebook, don't be putting $1.8 million properties
Luxury.
on Facebook. Put in the $800,000 and borrow somebody else's listing.
Do one with like an offer name. Yeah.
So be strategic here. What we're talking about. So why not just borrow somebody's ad, phone somebody. You don't even have to put an address on there if you don't want to. You say, hey, here's 3 properties for sale. A 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, whatever else, 700, 800, 900,000. Call me today for details.
Do like a couple $100 ad.
You have to have a real property, but you don't have to on there say what the property is. Right?
Well, that's how Agent Locator gets their buyer leads. They say
Same thing, right?
get a list of homes under 400,000 probably, and then they get buyer leads that way.
Keep going. LRT just got put through. And I'm telling everybody about farming and places to farm and so on and so forth. Think about up and down the LRT on Eglinton, all those properties, all those condominiums, all those things. The price is going up. So if you're thinking about maybe doing something, you might want to consider the LRT because it's definitely going to attract more people. All right. So there is advantage for that.
I was just going to mention power of sales. They're at about 475 right now, so they're increasing a tiny bit every week, but it's not as much as what you think is going on, right? It's only 475 out of 19,000 listings, so not that many. If you are going to either try to sell one or make an offer on one, just some general rules to keep in mind. If you're going to list one, you want to make sure you do the mortgage verification form. You're going to ask them what they have left on it. You're going to assume that they probably are lying or that they don't know, and you might want to pull the parcel register just to be sure. In GR Warehouse, you can actually, right before you buy the parcel register report, it's like $36. If you click view details, it'll show you the mortgages registered on it in the year. So if you don't want to spend the $35, you'll see like a brief summary of it. If you want the details of like what the charges are, who the lenders are, you need to actually buy that report. It's still only going to show you what was charged against it. It's not going to show you what the current balance is, but that's going to be something that you're going to want to double check when you take the listing. When you sell it, you're going to want to make sure your deposit is 5% plus HST, or at least covers both sides' commission. So you want to hold that much in deposits. If you're on the buyer side, obviously it's going to be conditional on financing. But if you're on the seller side, you might want to make it conditional on the seller's lawyer also reviewing the terms. That may mean getting a commission statement from us a little bit early in that conditional state so they can take the commission statement, take it to the lender, and start negotiating. You're going to want a very good lawyer to be able to do that as well. So a lot of them won't do that for the fees that they're being paid. So you're going to want to make sure you have got a strong lawyer, that you yourself have some guts to get on the phone and talk to the lender's legal team to try to work something out. Back in the day, Clare used to do this a lot, but what I'm learning now is that they're not as flexible. They're just going to take it power of sale and put it on the market themselves, and even though the result is the same. That's what I'm hearing. But back in the day, it happened quite often, no?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about get the lawyer to do it. I'm not sure. Some people have not very good experience with lawyers. Sometimes you're dealing with the real estate lawyers. These are not litigation lawyers, so they're just order takers, right? But as far as it's a bad thing to say, but
Yeah, that's why I said for the few.
there's no reason why you can't phone the lender yourself and say, hey, what's the situation here? This you know more about the situation than maybe the lawyer does. There's no reason why you can't pick up the ball and do it.
Yeah, you gotta have some guts and try, right?
There's one happening right now, and so TD Bank agreed to do an appraisal, so then they're doing it on Wednesday, and then if the appraisal, I guess, is lower than what they have, they might take it.
Yeah, because the argument to like TD is the lender in this situation, they're the only lender, so that's good. There's no first, second, third. It's the only lender. You're only about 30 grand apart. So if they're not power of sale yet, but they're about to, right? So the pitch to TD is, hey, you're going to go on the market in 30 days more by the time you get organized. We're in a down market. You're going to lose even more than you are today by taking this offer. And then Claire mentioned too, you can also try to negotiate a payment plan. So, okay, we're 30 grand short. My client will agree to pay you X amount every month until the shortfall is cleared. Like, we have to be really creative and think way outside the box because these deals can happen. And I have a feeling you're going to see a lot more of these types of listings this year. So I want everybody to be kind of equipped on both the seller and the buyer side on how to get the deal together because there's deals to be had if we can sort of push it, right?
So on the seller side, what do? You negotiate. You say, okay, we're $100,000 short. There might be a first mortgage, second mortgage, there might be whatever else there, and you've got your commissions. So basically what you try to do, you try to get everybody to kick in. Try to get the first to kick in a little bit, get the second to kick in a little bit, and the agents kick in a little bit. So if you're going to take a listing that's on power sale or close to power sale, near power sale, don't be taking a 1% or 0.5% commission. You have to be taking a 5% commission because you want to have something to negotiate later on. If you've gone in right away and done like a 1%, and now you're trying to negotiate these things, and they'll come to you. They'll come to you every time. They'll say to you, "Okay, Mr. Agent, you want me to cut my commission? When are you going to cut yours?"
Then you
I already cut mine. You might as well. You've given rid of all the negotiating power.
Yeah.
So you need to take a 5% listing and then see what happens. If you don't have to negotiate anything, that's great.
Yeah, but you want to have it in your pocket.
If you do, you got a little bit of wiggle room. Right? So think of it strategically when it comes to commission. And usually the guy, haven't got enough money, you can't pay commission. Well, you can because we're going to get a 5% plus HST deposit, and we hold the deposit. I hold the deposit, so the deposit's not going anywhere. So we'll make sure we get paid first, and then those guys can split up what's left. We never lent them the money; they did. Right? They took the chance, especially second mortgages. These guys getting 9, 10, 12% interest rate on a second mortgage. The reason why they do it because it's high risk. Why is high risk? Because you're not going to get all your money back. So that's why you can still negotiate.
Yep, and don't be surprised on the buyer side when they want to sell for market value. So I've seen a lot where the buyer tries to undercut and you're trying to lowball it, but it's not going to work because there's no money left to pay for the mortgage and to pay commission. So just because your buyer wants it for that price doesn't mean that it's going to work out. So just be careful with that too. There's math involved and everybody needs to be educated about the math. I get the question a lot, can I get a list of foreclosures? So I can send you the list. It's only $475. Just ask me and I'll send it to you. But the way I do it is just I put bank names as a seller name and I've got a whole list. So there's probably a little bit more than what I have. But I can send you a list. But the real question is what's your budget? I'll send you out of the 19,000 listings we have, what meets your budget. It's not just that 400 list I have because those are the probably least motivated people to try to get something going. But yeah.
Back to AI?
Yep, sure.
This guy in Quebec, they put a AI picture on the front page for the listing itself. And the AI added bushes and added trees and added extra windows.
Oh.
So somebody complained and then they thought, oh crap, and the photographer, not the Asian photographer that they hired, AI'd it. And AI'd it, made it look spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
So they gave it 4 dormers and all this other stuff, and now it's only got 2. So they got crap for doing that, so they had to stop it. So if you're going to use AI, you have to identify it's AI.
Yep.
Same as that staging we just talked about.
Virtual.
You're saying here, what if you do virtual staging and it looks beautiful on the MLS, and you go to the unit itself, there's nothing there. So you have to identify that it's AI. Do you not?
Yeah.
It's actually
you can
not,
put it in the little box too. But
they haven't written that it's a rule yet, but it'll come in the next set of policies procedures. And I think as a best practice as a brokerage, you should identify.
I think it's important to do the original room followed by the virtual staging room. Don't just throw a virtually staged room. Have the vacant and then have the
That's a good idea. You
virtual.
can show both rooms. Huh?
Show both,
Yeah,
so that
just
they
be-
know, and then in the brokerage
Many-
remarks
many
say
people do
virtual.
that.
I'd be as transparent as
Initially,
possible.
They will
Yeah.
put all the stage picture,
Yeah.
then there will be.
Yeah,
second-
and I've been seeing a lot of Scarborough bungalows. What they'll do is they'll take the original kitchen and then they'll show it in AI as if it was renovated. So they're just giving ideas of what it'll look like. So
Yeah, you don't want to trick people on
Is
that.
anybody here using AI for that? Has anybody done that? Have you ever uploaded a photo and say make,
Yeah.
make it look bigger?
So I can try to remove.
Gemini's been really good for it.
It has been, but I was trying to remove snow tracks on the driveway. It just looked weird, and it actually removed the front door.
Oh, yeah, you do have to be careful with it. With Gemini, I feel like you have to say, please use this exact photo
Yes.
and remove, like, you have to be very
Your
specific
prompts
with
have
it.
to be very detailed. So you have to say keep everything
Everything the same.
but only
But I
change
also
the.
feel like
What's
if
that?
you're not-
Always you have to say please?
I say
Sometimes
please.
I say please.
I do. I'm polite with my
Yeah.
but they say that's bad too because you're causing extra like energy for extra
Yeah.
characters.
But yeah, you do have to be very careful that it's the exact same.
I feel like if you're not paying for it though, they mess it up anyways.
Ah.
And they kind of force you to. Like,
Yeah.
'cause
I
you only get,
agree.
Like 3 times
Yeah.
a day, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, Gemini's the better one. ChatGPT, I haven't had
ChatGPT
much
is
luck.
I've been
better
finding
though. It's
ChatGPT
getting
better.
Better,
but I
but
pay
it
for
makes
it.
yeah, you have to pay for it,
Yeah, I
and it
have
only gives
paid.
you a maximum.
Because the Gemini has a little symbol at the bottom, so you can't.
But you can like cut it.
Anyways, you have to be
It's like houses
transparent.
with hydro wires in the backyard. What do you do with that?
Don't get rid of those. You got to keep those, I think.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You can't be
can't-
hiding stuff like that.
I think they even said you can't add a sun, like, because what if the sun isn't actually there for
No.
sunset and it's actually over here?
The rules
Some
are you
people
can't,
choose it.
Yeah, you can't alter the image too different than how it is, like today, or you've got to say this is a futuristic aspect of it.
Look at it, Nelson. Isn't there a rule in MLS that you can't be taking pictures of the surrounding areas too? It has to
Oh,
be
yeah,
just,
like the
just
parks
house
and
itself.
stuff.
It has to be whatever you can see from that house.
Yeah, like if it's near the beach, it has to be on the beach, not near the beach.
Like you can't say like CN Tower view, and it's because you're on your balcony leaned over the side, like to look at it.
Still CN Tower view,
That's
though.
they no.
still a view.
No, you can't be like walk like park is unless you can see it from the house, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's,
Yeah, they did change that
My
rule.
house too. My house.
Fair. CN Tower views in
See,
clear
I've been looking
skies.
at cottages for a while, and I forget it now. But anyways, and this one property was full of weeds. Like the lake was full of weeds, and I'm not buying that. And then I see the thing come up the second time, no weeds at all. How they do that? AI.
Yeah, just
So
remove
so
them.
that's danger
It-
doing
yeah.
that. Especially you sell a cottage in the winter. Imagine that.
Yeah, because those are important features. Yeah.
Mattamy Homes here, so they've got something going on for the next 3 months. They're saying here that if they sell any of their houses on any of their projects, the projects go anywhere from Georgetown to Pickering here. If they sell their house and they happen to reduce the house on that same model before the person closes, they'll refund the difference to that buyer.
that's a good PR move by them.
I thought it was the appraisal. No.
This is Mattamy Homes themselves. There are other there are blanket appraisals out there that the appraisal will appraise the property that they paid for it, regardless of what it's worth today.
Oh.
That's a blanket mortgage, but Mattamy Homes says they'll actually reduce the price. And it has to be one of their homes in the same development, the same model.
There's
blah, blah,
some
blah,
like
right?
yeah, there's some like restrictions and
There
things,
is
but
one clause. What they do, they tell you we'll give you $10,000. I did one for Matamy. They told you, they tell you $10,000 or $12,000 we'll give you concession. If you go for that, they said there is no guarantee the price will go down. Don't lose this $12,000. So $12,000 price reduction. So then you cannot claim that.
So you take 12,000 discount now and
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
nothing in the
Yeah.
future?
So they will always try to
So it's
protect
there too.
at least they're doing something better than nothing.
I've had a couple people ask about pre-construction houses this week.
Yeah, there's
Like pre-construction season.
that project in Newcastle. I was asked about it twice. Some bungalows in Newcastle for some reason. By Treasure Hill was selling them. I've been starting to get a little bit more questions. I think from first-time home buyers too, because there's some incentives right now with the pre-con for first-time buyers. So
Minto also had their special this weekend. They were offering 2.5 and 3.5.
Do you guys know? So this is a question. We had an agent who's advertising some pre-con online right now, and they're offering free internet. But the current owners saw her ad, and they don't get free internet. So like, are the buyers now able to go to the builder and be like, "Hey, I saw you're offering this. I want it too."
what I've been learning from that world is like the louder you are, the more likely you are to get
Yeah.
it. So there's no rules that they have to. They
Yeah.
could fully say no. But if they're loud about it, and there's a Facebook group, and there's a way that they probably will help out that person
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think
So
this
would
one's
say
the Bowmanville one.
I would go to them directly
Yeah.
and try to negotiate it, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's all gray area, the world of builders. We had mentioned this case before. It's not a new one, but they actually published it, so I feel more comfortable to like kind of talk about the facts. This was for FinTrack about a brokerage that got fined $150,000 for misrepresenting their FinTrack form, but also because the brokerage did not report this particular transaction as a suspicious transaction. So the brokerage itself was fined $150,000. It's a brokerage in Thornhill, Richmond Hill, another Century 21 that we know quite well. They are going to try to appeal it, and they are going to try to fight it. But I just want to confirm that like the risk is real, right? Like we passed our FinTrack audit just slightly. Like we were also very close. I had to submit a suspicious transaction. Their argument was that I didn't do it in a timely manner. So I was very close to also getting something like this, which we would have passed down to the agents as well. But just be careful with your FinTrack forms. You've seen me on SkySlope. I'll say if we're missing something, I might be asking for the form. We're going to be more strict than we ever have because their exact words to me were, Carly, this is your third FinTrack audit. By the time you get to your fourth one, there is no more room for mistakes. Like we're at a point now, 40 years in the business, we should pretty well know our FinTrack policies. We've actually hired somebody that's going to be helping us in the deal admin department and the FinTrack compliance department as well to help me audit these things because I'm only one person, so it's a lot to audit every single form and job description and occupation and does this job match what this person is buying? Like that's the level that they want us to be looking at, so I've hired some help with that. But don't be mad at me when I'm asking for forms or asking for something to be filled out. It's because I'm trying to avoid a random, like $150,000 is a huge hit. That's someone's yearly income, if not more. So. Yeah. Not that we agree. I know Claire is right now. You're holding your tongue, but it is what it is. So I just don't want to be involved. It's FinTrack. It's the federal law. It's a federal agency. It's it's what it is.
I'm on your side, so I don't understand it. I mean, poor buyer there. They got to go to the mortgage broker and they got to give their information to the mortgage broker. They have to FinTrack them. They got to go to the bank. They got to FinTrack them. Come to me. They got to FinTrack them. It's just repetitive, but $150,000 fine. So go tell the judge, right?
Yeah. And the unique thing too, it's not just your clients that are suspicious. It's now agents. Like if they see a track record of our agents working with certain types of clients or in a certain time, like now they've asked me to flag our own agents as suspicious people involved in these transactions. It's not just the clients we're working with, right? So it's really intense. Like I said, it's not something we agree or disagree, but...
So here's the case why it's suspicious. The agent's uncle wanted to buy a place, so the agent lent him the down payment, the uncle paid him back. That is suspicious. Because the agent's hiding the identity of the uncle.
Like it seems totally normal to us. You're helping out your uncle.
You understand that? Like
thing,
you
right?
never even consider that. A deal falls apart. Right? What do we need to FinTrack? The deal never went through. Was there a deposit? Yes. Was a deposit returned? Yes. Isn't that, if you're going to money launder, wouldn't that be the perfect place to do it?
Back out of a deal, get your deposit back.
Get a conditional offer and get your money back. I mean, so that case requires FinTrack even more than a deal that closed. You follow me there?
Fake check, real cash back.
So we're gonna really promote. We're gonna push this FinTracker.
Yes, we're going to start to do some training on the FinTracker app. If you're like on my naughty list, you may get a call from me to say, hey, come into the office. I'm going to show you the app in person, so I'll give you some training. But I'm going to partner with Katelyn for some of our training will be on FinTrack, I think, over the next couple of weeks. We're going to look at the app itself, the forms itself.
We'll do that next week.
Yep.
And commercial stuff too. So.
Commercial, businesses, yeah, there's a lot. And even on yourselves when you're buying your own deals, right? Especially if you're buying through a numbered company, you have to FinTrack yourself or have somebody else do it for you. Anything else for you?
No.
I still got a couple more things. You finished? What time is it?
2 o'clock.
Ouch. Okay.
It's okay, do your thing. We had a week off, family day.
We did? Okay. Tax season, so we sent you your T4s already, your T4As. If you didn't get it, you should have got it already. By law, we have to get to you this week. I think we sent it to you last week. You should have got it already, right?
Yep. If you didn't, let us know.
That's it. Deadlines, if you owe money, you got to pay that money before... What?
What are taxes? I think it's June for self-employed people.
No,
April if you're salaried.
April 30th. So April 30th. So if you owe money, like you as independent contractor, you don't have to file to June. But if you owe money and you don't pay it by April, they're going to charge you a 5% penalty automatically for what's owed, plus 1% per month. So even though you haven't filed, when you do file in June and you find you owe money and you didn't pay it in April, they're going to charge you 5% plus 1% per month. Everybody's okay with that?
You can write off that interest though.
Can you write off the interest?
It's all about write-offs right now.
Write it off to who? Back to them?
I don't know. So they've changed, so they've actually, let's see. What's new? What's new? Okay, so they're changing the tax rate. So if you're making less than $57,000, the tax rate's 14.5%. That's going to be federal. It's not. There's provincial on top of that as well. Your RSP contributions are increasing. It's still only 18%, but you can move it up to $32,000. Contributions before March the 2nd. OAS, you can't earn more than $93,000. If you earn more than $93,000 for OAS, you don't get any OAS at all. That's OA security. CRA will not mail income tax packages. So in the past, you would have got something in the mail from CRA saying that file your taxes, like some kind of little form there with your HST with your number on that. No more. You have to go online and get it yourself.
HST?
This tax package. I used to get notifications saying, hey, here's your information. You used to get a notification that's gone now. You got to do it yourself. You'll also find that people, we didn't do it ourselves, but if you've got any RSPs, any investments with mutual funds or interest rates or things like that, it's all done online now. They're not going to mail you the T4s. You got to go online and download them yourself. So be careful with all that. And that's coming down. Okay.
Good. No.
No, I guess just a few events. I don't have a training session necessarily for Wednesday, but what I was thinking about, if anyone wants to, I've got a whole bunch of leads and stuff that we've been accumulating over for a long time. So if anyone would like to come in on Wednesday in person, I will give you a list of leads to call. Don't ask me to email them to you. Please just, if you guys are in the office, I'm going to be giving them out. If you're at Durham, I'll be there Tuesday, Thursday. So I'm just going to be giving you guys some leads to call if you guys want to do that. Otherwise, we've got David Greenspan. Is that David Greenspan closed now, Sugi? Okay, so I think we got about 10 people signed up for that, which was really good. You really had to pull your teeth just to get some training, which is really interesting. Also, March 25th, Sugi and Vitus Mortgage is hosting something for Women's Day. Is that one fully booked now too? Yes. All right. So hopefully some of you guys signed up for that. I did put that in the WhatsApp group. But that's coming up. And then we did change the date for awards. That is now April 7th. Yep. So put that in your calendars, save the date. Same location, I believe, Parkview Manor. Yep. Half-day event. So save the date, or I guess, are you taking RSVPs now? I guess we might as well open it up for Ginny. We'll open that up.
She's going to focus on conference, I think.
Oh yeah, we have a conference coming up before that, but save the date for April 7th. Other news, agent on duty. I don't know if we've gotten too far with the...
Nope.
I was away last week, so keep an eye out still for all that. So agent on duty at the Durham office. We have a new sign and everything that's ready to go. We're just trying to figure out the sign-up opportunities.
I will say, though, if you're waiting to come to the office for that, don't wait.
No, just
come
go.
into the office, start using it, start getting comfortable with it. Don't just wait till we start this thing. You can start using the office now. You can be there. Somebody might walk in. You never know. But just get comfortable going to the office now.
And I'm not hiding it from everyone. I know there's some people who think that I haven't told them about it. It is available for all agents to do it. We'll probably do a morning, afternoon, evening shift, even weekends if you guys want to do it. The reason why we're doing it at that office is just because it is a very public location. So there's a metro, there's a bunch of restaurants around it, so it might be a little bit better for LCBO, shoppers. There's tons there. So there will be a sign-up sheet at least to get started so that you guys aren't fighting over walk-ins and stuff like that, but keep an eye out for that. So Laura's still there, so we moved Laura from Harwood to Salem, so she's there 10 to 5. I think we're going to be doing 9 to 12 shift, a 12 to 3 or 4 shift, and then an evening shift. So She's staying at, keep Laura out of it. If you guys are doing it, Laura does not want responsibility for agent on duty and all the fights that may happen with it. So that'll be up to us more than anything. And then I think we're gonna be doing some meetings out there too once in a while, but we're all just all over the place right now.
Drops by?
What's that?
Anybody drops by for service?
They haven't yet, but they will.
Service? Like buyers and sellers, you
Any
mean?
clients drop by?
We call it a walk-in.
Oh, a walk-in. I'm like, oh, not yet. But we've had a lot of businesses have walked in, to be honest. Like we've had some painters and people coming, I think movers. So you're getting like even services popping in right now, but we haven't really put a sign out there for anyone to come in. Who knows? I don't know if it's a thing of the past or if it's a new thing, but I guess we'll find out if buyers and sellers go in. I think you might have to still do an active role in getting people into it. So I know Varan and Sugi were recommending like on Family Day or on like Valentine's to have like food or something inside and have a sign saying we've got free food inside. That might entice people to come in. So I don't think a real estate agent on duty sign is gonna fully bring everyone in, but if you guys start to have fun with it and sign up and have pumpkins, whatever it is, that might bring more people in. I think that was all we've got.
Free mortgages and free houses.
Yeah, the mortgage team's also going to have an office in there, so there will be like a mortgage agent on duty as well, so that might help you guys too. I think some agents are doing some seminars there, first-time homebuyer seminars. It's got a nice little space for all that stuff too.
Yeah, go check it out if you haven't already.
Yep.
Any questions online or anything? Comments?
I'm just asking, what is agent?
What is agent on duty? We should
It's basically, I guess, like hosting an open house, but at the office. So it's more you're going to be just sitting there for a few hours, and then if someone from the public has real estate questions, they can come into the office. That's what it would be. But again, I think the best way to be proactively advertising something to get people to come in.
Wednesday leads giveaway at Kennedy office?
I'm going to do both. So depending on what office I'm at or whoever's at the office, it would either be Laura at Kennedy or at Salem or be me or one of us will be here, but we will have it. But you have to come in person to get it.
Okay, good. Anything else? Okay, I just have one final thing. We just want to give you guys a heads up that we are going to be adjusting our monthly fees and our lease transaction fees. So we're going to look into improving our processes and our support system, trying to keep up with inflation ourselves. Costs have gone up quite a bit, so we are going to make some adjustments to our monthly fees and lease transaction fees. So we're going to send out a memo probably this week to everybody individually. An effective date probably not till like April 1st, so not right away in March, but we'll communicate that this week, and when you get that communication, just let us know. But we're going to make some changes to that as well.
And just so you know, I mean, I've always said this: leases have been a loss leader, right? but now they're being a losser.
they're in the negative.
Losser.
Yeah.
I think a lot of buyers aren't buying property, so they're leasing instead. So rather than that person leasing or buying, we're leasing, right? So the whole business model has changed, both for Trev and for a lot of brokers as well. So that's why we're going to readdress all that we're doing with leases and the monthly fees as well. When was the last time we did monthly fee?
I've never in my time
my
here,
10
I've been here
years.
since 2017. We've never increased a monthly fee. Before then,
And
I'm not sure.
now, not that the fees didn't go up. We've just been absorbing them. Right. So now it's getting to a point with all the leases and everything else. So we have to seriously look at what we're doing.
We're going to be
So-
fair and transparent as always to everybody. It's going to make sense for both of us. It's just come to a time now where we've got to protect both sides. So.
We don't
Yep.
want to be safe.
No,
We don't want to be in the news.
no. I would like to keep a nice, healthy business, and yeah. Okay, so we'll send that out. Otherwise,
You mean new tariffs are coming?
that's yeah, right.
New tariff?
Yeah, tariffs.
Fulton
The Fulton
tariffs.
tariff.
No more tariffs. No, just baseline. Any listings anyone wants to talk about or advertise or anything weird like assignments? No. I know we have lots of listings, so let's try to get them sold. I know they're there.
Do some price adjustments this week.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that on mine too. Okay.
Raptors are starting again.
Any games? Raptors, Olympics is done. Blue Jays.
Baseball, Blue Jays are starting.
Okay, good. All right, well, have a good week. We'll see you next week.